episode of
Wine and Spirits. Yay. So today it is we have no idea.
Yep, this is another thinking. Jerry wine. Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
So we poured it out, but we haven't tasted it yet.
No.
So now we're gonna get to it.
Look at the legs. Just swish. Just kidding.
Swish, swish.
Cheers. Do you just chirp?
I'm in the middle on that one. That one's got...
It's a little fruity for me. It tastes like fruit.
Fruit and smoke. I don't know how else to describe it. It tastes like, you know, sometimes those alcohol they light on fire to give it that smoky taste. Or like a Manhattan.
Yeah.
A Manhattan. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay.
Oh my god.
He's killing me. Killing me softly.
So ever since we sat out here, so our deck is usually very quiet. And apparently at 9 at night, everybody is just wanting to do everything.
I mean, we've got planes landing and taking off. We've
people
got
cutting their lawn at 9.
At night, we've got car alarms going off randomly.
Dogs,
I mean,
it's
what's
a fucking mess.
Yeah, what's going on? Anyways, back to the wine. It's got like that smoky taste, kind of like when you put like those Manhattans in the box and then they like light it. I don't know if it's cigar smoke or what they put in there, but they put the smoke in there and then it's supposed to, I don't know, bring out the flavors. That's what it kind of tastes like to me, but I'm not, I don't know, it just...
The legs are nice.
It smells good, but it doesn't...
I wouldn't buy this, I don't think. Not for myself.
No. And even if someone offered me a glass, I probably wouldn't drink it. Just because I don't like the initial or aftertaste of it. It smells good. That's about it for me.
It tastes like I'm going to have a headache later, probably.
Yeah, it's just got that... I don't know. It's got that gut rot taste. Like, if you drink too much of it, you're just going to be like...
All right, so question. What is your favorite kind of wine?
Anything red. Not too sweet, so I like semi-dry red wines.
Okay. Like
Or like those that have that oaky taste. I've
like the bourbon barrel?
Kind of like that, yeah. Like, I don't like it too dry. Like, I don't really like Merlots anymore, which those are a little bit sweeter.
If you have an expensive Merlot...
And Malbecs.
Really good.
I haven't tried an expensive one. Maybe that's my problem. My Merlots are the Rosemount Estate. And I'm pretty sure that's about $8 or $9 a bottle, I think. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Or like Sutter Home headache.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of when I was like 21.
Yeah,
just trying to get the
probably
cheap
the last
wine.
time I drank it, you know, because you get the big giant barrels,
jugs.
And then you, like, in college, you hide them in your closet because it's, you know, the U of M is a dry campus, so you're not really supposed to have... Is
it?
Yeah, you're not supposed to have alcohol in your dorm rooms, so we'd, like, hide it at the back of our closet.
That's crazy.
Doesn't matter now because I'm already graduated, so tell all my secrets.
She graduated.
I graduated. But yeah, I like red wines. I'll do some white wines. Like, I like Rieslings. I cannot do... If someone offers it to me, I'll drink it, but I cannot do Moscatos. For some reason, sweet wines give me a headache.
Moscato tastes like... Yeah, I can't do that either.
No. What kind of wines do you like?
Dry.
Yeah.
Reds. I love Cabs. Malbecs.
Yep.
Bordeaux's. But those are, like, mostly Merlot with Cab.
Which is weird. I know you told me that last time.
Maybe next time I'll bring one out.
Yeah.
So we can try that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like my red wines. I don't like too many white wines, and it's just, I don't know.
I like white wine on a really summery, warm day.
Yeah.
Like a nice, and people are going to be pissed about this, and I do not care, so don't come at me. I do put ice cubes in my white wine.
Oh, I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, people
is that like a bad thing?
People have strong opinions about that.
Is that a no-no? Well, that's how I
Yeah.
feel like when you go for wine tasting and people get mad at you because you're supposed to swish and run in
Spit
your
it.
mouth and spit it in the bucket. I'm like, I paid for this. I'm not spitting in the bucket. I'm drinking all of it.
Exactly, common sense.
Yeah,
right?
we did wine tasting in California, Napa Valley, and I drank all of it. Well, except for the ones that I didn't like Chardonnay. Can't do it.
Yeah, Chardonnay is pretty bad too.
Ugh, it's like wet newspaper.
Oh,
I don't know. I was
that's
trying.
what I mean.
And
I've never heard that before.
Well,
but
a lot of people like it, and I
know.
I can't do it.
I
But
like
yeah,
Pinot Grigios and the Sauvignon Blancs.
yeah, I can do Pinot Grigios.
Do you like sangria?
Yes, just a little bit though. I can only do like maybe one glass. Like I usually get that when I go to Renaissance Festival. I'll do their mix, their red sangria, but I can't do too much because it's just, again, it's sweet wines. That's what I used to drink all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story is white wines and rosés.
Same. Is that how just people start drinking wine?
It's weird
Like,
because I didn't like red wines, and then
Mhm.
my sister offered me one. I'm like, this is gross, blah, blah, blah. It took me like 6 months to acquire a taste for red wine, and then I couldn't go back after that. Like, I can drink this, not get a headache, not get a hangover. If I drink a bottle, no, I'm just kidding. If I drink, I'm not.
She's not joking.
But if I drink like a white wine,
Yeah.
I get headaches. So
I mean, if I drink too much of this, like we went to the Moulin Rouge yesterday, and I had just a few glasses of wine, few doubles.
I know when they ask you at restaurants, they're like, "Do you want the 3-ounce pour, or the 6-ounce?"
You
I'm
say
like,
$4, and we're
yeah.
like, just go
I'm
big or
like,
go
just
home.
just give me the 9-ounce. Just bring it out.
I thought this was 9.
No, they have their
I'm
little.
just
Well,
kidding.
at Olive. I get it. I didn't get it. I was like, no.
My husband says this is 9.
I know. Well,
I'm
because
just
like
kidding.
I'll be like, when I pour a glass of wine, I'll be like, this is one glass, and Casper's like, no, that's like 3 glasses in one cup. I'm like, what are you
Casper
talking about?
needs
It's one
To
glass.
stop dimming your light.
Right?
Casper, let her live her best life.
Right. But yes, this. I mean,
It reminds me of like when my mom goes shopping. She's like, Megan, this is only $15. I'm like, it says $15.99. That is 16. Do you do that too?
Don't shave it off. I round it up.
Okay.
That's what I do. Well, unless I'm. So he gets mad at me because, like, if I do like a Target order, I'll like transfer him the money, but I use the red card. So if it's like $53.09, I'll just transfer him $53, and I'm like, you don't get the 9 cents. He gets so mad. He's like, why don't you just round it up? I'm like, no, I'll round it down. Get to the 53. If it's $53.89, you still get 53. And he's just like, oh. So yeah, I guess I do that. Do that. All right. I'm getting off topic, but I think you said you had a story.
Yeah,
A couple of stories.
I do. Well, and they all kind of intertwine as one story. So I think we've lived in Japan. We lived there for 3 years.
Sorry, I have to interrupt because we forgot to take the wine out of the bottle to see what it is. That's how deep in conversation we got into about the wine. Now we have to see what it is that Jerry got us.
All right. What? Any guesses?
Wait. Let me do one more swig.
Okay, hold on. Me too.
I don't know.
I think it's a
want
cab. I think it's a cab or a red
that
blend.
or a red blend
Yeah, maybe it's a red blend. I think you're probably right.
because I'm tasting like the Merlot in it.
Yeah, the Merlot.
Merlot.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do it. What is it? Smooth red blend.
Yeah.
There we go. 14 hands.
And they have a
Hot to try.
decent cab.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Oh, I'll just leave that out.
Yeah. It's alright. And all right. I was going to say, too, if you like the content that you're listening to, like and subscribe. And please share it. Share it with your friends, your family. Share it, like it, subscribe. Okay, we're getting back to the story.
All right. So, like most of you know, I'm pretty sure. So, we lived in Japan for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in Okinawa, it's obviously one of the bloodiest battles in all of World War II. So, there is like lots of history there, right?
Yeah.
Well, we lived off base, and we lived at the base of the Katsurin Castle. And if you Google it, it's just beautiful. So pretty.
I still have to look at that up.
Gorgeous. So we had a lot of experiences happen there. And I had talked about one prior. But this one has to do with my husband. So our garage basically was under our yard. So we were like
Weird.
going up a hill, and like our house was up top. There was a
Yep.
big row of stairs to get up, and we have a big yard. The garage was under the yard.
Weird, like a Hobbit house type
It was
thing.
a little bit like a Hobbit house. So he
That's
got
cool.
in the car, and there you sit on the opposite side,
Mm-hmm.
like to drive.
Yeah.
So he's sitting in the car, and all of a sudden he hears giggles that sounded like they were right behind him. So he turns around, sees nothing. Absolutely nothing. So then he hears the giggles again. He gets out to look. There is no kids. Nowhere. And our street, so where we were kind of sitting, you can see. It's not like they could just hide.
Right.
So it was really creepy. And my husband brought it up today, a good point, that the other experiences we had, a lot of them had to do with little child. So we were at home, and we were like, oh, this is an important part. So Leslie's bedroom, our son, he was in what's called a tatami room, and it's a Japanese prayer room.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to walk on there with shoes, so you have to cover it to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
But so his room was in there, and all of a sudden we heard something, and we walk over to Leslie, and we open the door, and we're like, what are you doing? And he looks, he's like playing with the little girl. Or boy. I can't remember if it was a girl or boy. Either way, I think we were just like, what? Who are you playing with?
Yeah.
Them. And would point, and we were like, whole fuck. Nope. Okay. That's
Wow.
weird. And he was 3, 2, 2.5, 3.
Oh. Yeah, it creeps me out when Gio says stuff like that. Like he'll see something in the corner room.
Yeah.
Or one time I was actually laying with him, and he's like, oh no. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, you hear that clicking sound? That means the monster's coming. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, in the corner right there. And I'm like, I didn't see anything, but I'm like,
God damn it.
but I got
Gio.
like that cold chill, and I don't know if it's because my mind was like kicking up my imagination, and
Yeah.
that's why I suddenly felt it. But I'm just like, don't look. And yeah, oh my goodness.
And so, like, my husband was gone a lot, being in the
Right.
Marine Corps. He was gone for weeks at a time, a lot. And so I was laying in bed one night, and I wake up, and I'm alone, mind you, in a foreign country. We live near no Americans. Like, it's me and my 2-year-old, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I hear big, loud footsteps, because
Oh.
our floors were wooden, and they made a lot of noise. You could hear footsteps
Right.
really easily in that house.
Yeah.
And
Oh no.
and I was like, I'm alone.
Yeah.
What is happening right now? I'm scared. And I opened the door, because naturally you want to go towards noises, right?
Right.
Right.
That's how they always die in the.
Sorry about
horror
the
movies.
dogs, guys.
That's how they always die in the horror movies. Is they're like, and why do they always say hello? Who's there? If someone's trying to kill you, they're not gonna tell you who they are and if they're there.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so
I'm off
no,
topic
I
again.
just heard footsteps, and it was like walking around the whole house. just walking.
Was Leslie's room like close to yours or?
Nope. But our house was like 800 square feet. Because,
Okay.
you know,
Right.
it was a smaller house.
Yep.
But it was our room and then the couch.
Yeah.
And then his room.
Yep.
So it was crazy. Should we pause?
So the footsteps and stuff like that, and you said your house was like 800 square feet. So like your bedroom's here, and then where was Leslie's in relation to that?
So we had a couch in the middle because that
Yep.
was our living room.
Okay.
Yep. So it was a big sectional, in a really tiny house. Terrible
Yeah.
idea. Took up most of the room, but it worked. But yeah, so I got a lot of the time though. Then Leslie slept in our room.
Okay. Yeah. Because he's 2.
Yeah, and he would often. He was never a good sleeper, so he'd wake up 5 times a day, night, and end up coming in our room anyway. So I'm like, you can just stay here. I'm not, just go to sleep. Shh.
Quiet. Melatonin.
Take the melatonin. Yeah.
But that's scary to hear that, and it does stink, especially when you're by yourself. I mean, back when Casper used to travel a lot for work, I'd be by myself a lot, and that's where, and this was before like stuff started happening to him too, where he didn't believe me. I'd be like, I'd send him pictures and like, that door just freaking unlocked again, the front door. I'm like, look at this, and so I'd put a chair underneath it because I didn't know what was going on, and then I'd have the dogs in the bed, and they would be growling at something outside the loft. So
creepy.
And that's in our house that we're in right now, but I can't imagine hearing heavy footsteps and not knowing what was going on.
And I walked in there, and nobody was there, so...
Did you guys, you didn't think, probably not, at that time, to set up like a camera to see if you caught anything? Oh, and then like the little kids, I don't know why, like kids can always...
They found remains of children behind
I remember that
in that castle area.
Yeah.
And come to think of it, they found the body of a man in the right across the street from our house.
Oh.
They have like tombs.
Yeah.
And they said he might have been drunk and fell and just died. But yeah. And I'm thinking that's probably around the time I heard the loud footsteps too.
Yeah, because, I mean, what if maybe that was...
I don't know if they're related at all, but it's still creepy.
Well, I was going to ask you too, because you said Bill heard the giggling and stuff. Did he end up ever seeing like a little kid? He just heard the giggles? Oh, that's creepy. Yeah. And it's probably the same kid that was playing with Leslie.
That's kind of what we were thinking.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if other than Gio saying that he's seen something, I don't know if I'm trying to think if I've heard anything. In my childhood home, I've heard like a little girl's voice, which is weird because I heard a little girl's voice in what's now Gio's room too, at our current house. And then also, I don't remember if it was a little girl or a boy that Casper saw at the end of the bed. Remember I told you about the sleep paralysis?
Ugh, creepy.
So, it was a little girl. So it's like the same thing. And that's weird to me. Also, I don't even know if I want to talk about it right now because I know Sam... You know what? I'm going to just say it really quick. But, like, we had a recording of... I didn't hear it with my ears, but when we listened to the EVP back, you could hear... Because I told you about that. We had a Christmas tree up. We could hear a little girl humming, like, the tune to Sleigh Ride. Like, we heard a... And that was all of it. And then we heard... And then I heard a creak. And so I'm like, who is that? But that's where we heard the audio, but it was Sam. Sam was like, oh, it's just me. And I'm like, oh, but you can hear us talking. Yeah. Like, we don't even hear that voice, but you can hear it clearly.
That's creepy.
When you listen to it back. I got to find that so you can hear it. It is the coolest piece of evidence that I've ever, well, not the coolest, but, like, audio-wise in our house. But, yeah.
That's crazy. We, actually, circle back real quick. Our landlord lived 3 houses down from us or whatever. His mom, who was probably in her 80s, late 80s, 90s, would come to our house once a month and have a ritual on each corner of our house.
To help ward it off, like get rid of
which
whatever's
makes me
there.
think like,
Did you think it maybe kicked it up?
no, I think she was like trying to protect us.
Yeah.
Because that's what they said it
Maybe.
was for spirits. And we're like, do you know this house is haunted? Like, is that why you're doing this?
Yeah,
right
maybe
now?
she saw something. You know, because some people get that feeling when they walk in. Instantly, they can see what's there, what's going on.
She would sit and she'd have her tray of stuff. It'd be smoke. She'd have all these things. And, like, I'd get home from running errands and I'd see her in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, all right. She's doing her thing. And she'd watch at the Four Corners. And
Yeah.
that's where she would do it.
I feel like I've had people come and sage our house. I've saged the house. And I feel like stuff still happens. I don't feel as threatened anymore, but I do feel like something's like playing off of her feelings, like trying to
Probably.
kick it up, like kick up the anger or anything like that. And it's just, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get out of there. There's too much activity, and especially around Gio's room. I get afraid for him because I don't want anything attaching to him.
I don't blame you. That's scary.
I mean, and I watch too many horror films, obviously, so I watch like when the kids get possessed, and I'm just like,
that's the worst.
I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I could handle that. That would be scary to see
Agreed.
that. So, but we're gonna be moving soon, so
Good.
hopefully nothing follows us again, or follows me. I don't know if it's following me or what, because I feel like every place I've been in.
It's
So,
true.
but oh my gosh, that's
Crazy.
That's weird. That's weird. Actually, Casper reminded me also, too, in my apartment, in the room that I used to tell you, the second bedroom where the closet door kept opening, I would always hear a little girl crying in there. And the weird thing about it, too, is, and I don't know if I told you about this, my childhood home, I would hear a little girl in my parents' bedroom, sometimes talking, sometimes crying, sometimes singing. And for the longest time, I thought it was just my dad talking in his sleep or something, or, you know, like mumbling or anything. But it was too high pitched for it. And now I'm starting to feel like maybe she's just following me because she was at my childhood home. She's at my apartment, and now, like, I've had stuff happen with her at our house. So I don't know if she's trying to contact me. And they say never, again, don't investigate your own house. So I can't, you know, try to talk to her because I don't want to stir something up or have something attached to me. So I might have to have Jerry come out and do an investigation again.
You totally should.
And then just be out of the house. But a part of me feels like we should sit somewhere in the house, like Gio and I, because I think it might be attached to him or me, and I don't know which one, but I feel like if we both leave the house, that energy won't be there as much. But when we did leave, they have a bear that they call Simi that kind of like, I can't remember if it lights up or if there's a spirit near or talks or something like that. But it did light up that night that they were in the house, and our Google Home went off. Like, just randomly started talking about the weather or something like that. She does that a lot, and I don't like it.
Same.
Like, it just randomly will start talking and be like, oh, good evening, or something like that. And I'm just like, good evening. No one said anything.
Bitch, no one's talking to you.
No one's talking. I have said that. I'm like, this, stop doing it. I don't know. So sometimes I'll have to turn the mic off on them because it creeps me out, but it still goes off.
That's. Ugh.
But yeah. Well, that was a creepy story. But
That's creepy.
again, if you like her content, did I say content?
Contact.
Like, subscribe, and share, please. And send us your user stories because, I mean, we have a plethora of stories that we haven't told yet, but we love reading yours. So send them in.
Be much appreciated.
So we're going to finish the rest of this wine, but not with you guys. If you want to try the wine that we're drinking, we'll put it in the description below. Again, we'll see you on the other side.